Hello and welcome back. You got me, myself, and sitting next to me, Alex Hanser.
Let's do this.
Big game happened a couple days ago with the Penguins. They have defeated the Canucks, the best team in the league. But let's start with the good old Pittsburgh Steelers. Some rumors that got thrown out were the Justin Fields rumors are still swirling. A second round pick and Deontay Johnson is now the trade talks.
Yeah. I don't know if those are together or separate. I'd hope they're separate because the two of those together is quite the haul for Justin Fields. I think Deontay Johnson for Fields is still quite the haul. I wouldn't be opposed to it though, because of, some of the receivers that we have in that room. I think losing Deontay wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for us if we got a quarterback of that caliber. At the same time, though, you don't want to give up your number one wide receiver for a guy that you're kind of giving a test to.
The other thing, the only reason I don't mind this trade at all is because Deontay is kind of interchangeable. The way the Steelers draft wide receivers, we've seen in the past. I think they have a hidden gem with Calvin Austin sitting in the kind of the third spot right now. But it does kind of hurt if they did take that away from them, if they did get to trade him, because you're looking to get rid of Allen Robinson. You did get rid of Allen Robinson most likely. And now you're down to two wide receivers that you completely trust in George Pickens and Calvin Austin. But again, like I said, they are very good at drafting wide receivers, and this wide receiving core, this wide receiving draft, like this whole draft with wide receivers in it, is kind of a pretty deep draft when it comes to wide receivers, especially with quarterbacks. This is like a good offensive haul draft this year, which the Steelers kind of need, especially on the offensive line front. But I mean, I wouldn't be too opposed to the trade. It's just, it seems like a lot for a guy that is only a 1-year deal at the most right now.
I completely agree with you. I think Deontay is an interchangeable guy, and I'm even looking at the free agent wide receivers right now, and I think I would rather every single person in the top 10 than Deontay.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I mean, his numbers don't lie. I mean, he's a good receiver. He is, but he hasn't performed to.
No, he's
touchdowns this year.
I think, like everybody says, he's probably a top 10 route runner in the league, and that's what we drafted him for. But my goodness, he can't catch the football. His drops every year. I think he's the highest drop percentage, and
the way he runs too. He runs east to west. He doesn't run north and south, which I think that a lot of Steeler fans are starting to get more and more mad about. Is that he doesn't do that. And he doesn't go for the first down. He'd rather try to pick up more yards going left to right instead of north and south. Instead of taking the contact, he tries to get himself out of a situation that he doesn't need to get himself out of. But again, that's another problem that I think a lot of Steeler fans see in him, is that he's kind of not the downfield threat that he was whenever Ben was here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And like you said, there's so many guys in the draft that we could go after and get, and even with the scouts that we have, we could wait till around 4 or 5 potentially and pick up a guy that could be a difference maker. But that's the thing, we wouldn't even need him to be a difference maker right now.
No,
when we have Pickens and Calvin Austin, and then all the weapons in the backfield and the tight ends that we have. You don't need a star receiver, but it'd be nice to go out and get one,
No, for sure. But I mean, we saw Justin Jefferson just signed a monster deal the other day with the Vikings, which basically solidifies his whole career with the Vikings. And who knows if Kirk Cousins is coming back for them, or if they're going to re-sign him, or what's going to happen with him. But it's kind of it's kind of crazy to see that they signed him for that much. I mean, Deontay only has a couple more years on his contract, which for the Steelers is good, but also if they want to trade him, I feel like it's kind of bad because you're only getting Justin Fields for 1 year fully, which I don't like. And if he balls out this year and they have to sign him again for another major contract deal, that's another thing. The Steelers are in. I mean, if dumping him would create a lot of cap space for the Steelers.
I mean, we knew it's going to be a trial, no matter what it is. But like we've been talking about, man, like he's at $6 million right now. That's one of the cheaper quarterbacks in the league especially for his value. I think that he brings. I saw a thing comparing him and Lamar's stats this past year, and they were almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring a guy like that in to face off against Lamar twice a year, I think would be a pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
matchup
100%. The more that they're talking about this Justin Fields trade, the more I'm getting into it, and the more that I would love to see him come to be a Steeler. I mean, he talks about how much he likes the city and how much he loved playing here on Monday Night Football, and the fans are insane and everything. And you're kind of sweet talking us whenever you haven't told us that you're coming here yet. So, but I'm just looking at the top 2024 NFL draft prospects for wide receiver here, and it's looking pretty nice. I mean, the Steelers. I mean, you got some obviously Marvin Harrison is number one. Malik Neighbors is from LSU. He's number 3, and then you also this one I think is going to be a good one. The Ladin McCooney from Georgia. He's supposed to go under the draft, and he's supposed to fall in the second round here, which
pair him up with Pickens, a couple of Georgia boys.
I think that's what Pickens would need, honestly, to keep him stable. But he's a good route runner. He's a good deep ball threat. I mean, we've seen Georgia's offense, what they can do over the years, and that's another thing is that this Steelers team is keep posting over and over again since the draft since the combine is starting. They keep posting over and over again old Steelers in the past 2 to 3 years that have had a great combine and everything, and they keep showing Darnell Washington. Why don't they use him?
Yeah,
and they keep showing
him in the game.
Yeah, they keep showing Calvin Austin. Well, why don't they use him? But I mean, it's cool to see that these guys what will happen. I mean, I think that the Steelers organization has a good grasp on what's going on, which I did want to bring up. They are voted in the bottom of the tier with. Did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah. What's up with that?
It's crazy. I mean,
people still love playing here.
Yeah, I mean, the players vote, which is kind of crazy that the Rooneys are voted bottom tier owners.
Well, so is the Chiefs owner, and they've won back-to-back Super Bowls.
But I thought the Rooneys, everyone loved the Rooneys.
I don't understand what it's based on. Like, is it like who's a jerk and who's not, or like the actual treatment of like players and facilities and what they put their money into? I'd like to see what it was actually based on, because I don't think there was a justification on that.
On like what do you mean? Like the
poll of what about the owners like makes them bad or good or
yeah. I mean, I saw that the Steelers were ranked bottom tier for how they treat families too.
Yeah, I did see that.
What makes you treat families a little different than every other organization?
I don't know. Well, even like the Bengals were ranked low on that, and we talk about Tiana and Cody, and like basically saw behind the scenes the whole year of like how they treat families, and it seeed pretty good to me. I don't know, like I was entertained, and it looked like they were having fun. So.
With Cody Ford,
yeah, Tiana,
yeah. I mean. I just don't understand. Like, who vote? Do the teams vote on this? Like, did the personal players vote on this? And then because if that's true,
if the players vote, that's wild.
Yeah, and if that's true that the players are voting, then the whole organization hates the Rooneys. Then
yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody hating the Rooneys. I've always thought
I thought the Rooneys were. Yeah, I thought the Rooneys were loved. That's what I thought. I mean, I didn't know that they weren't loved. Let's see. Here we have where are the Steelers? Steelers. And we'll go. Yeah. All right. Treatment of families. Steelers get a D-. Nutrition. Steelers get a B+. Which I mean, Okay.
Yeah.
Weight room. Steelers get a C. Like, how do you grade a weight room?
I feel like every NFL weight room should probably be about the same level.
Well, you think that, but Arizona has an F- in there.
Like, what makes a weight room that bad? I don't.
Strength staff. Steelers get an A-. Training room D- for the Steelers.
Yeah, what's the best part of our team? Do we have anything higher than an A-?
The Steeler or the coach, I believe.
Yeah. But like, what about the coach? Like how good he is at coaching football, or like how nice he is?
I guess, yeah. I mean, but like locker room, we get a D. How do we have a D+ in a locker room?
But we have the best coach. Like,
but like, is that? But then I saw a tweet today about how, this is the Steelers locker room compared to LSU's locker room. Well, yeah, no crap, because
it's a college locker room.
It's a college locker room that they probably get dump millions of dollars in that locker room because it makes the money.
I have no idea.
It blows my mind to see where the Steelers rank and all this. I want to find the rest of this list, but someone tweeted out. I think it was was it Dunlap? Yeah, Colin Dunlap tweeted that he thinks that no one likes the Rooney Jr. or whatever Rooney. I think it's Art Rooney the third now that owns the Steelers. So he thinks that there's a little misconnection between Rooney's and the players.
Who knows?
But I mean, it can't score worse than the Cardinals.
No,
the Cardinals have all Fs and an A and a B. Like
they are like the worst team in the league. So,
but how the Dallas? I mean, I guess the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you have Jerry.
What's their owner ranked?
Oh, let's see.
What's Jerry Jones?
Let's see. A head coach. Yeah. Wait. I mean, this is just showing me like the grading thing of how they grade everything. NFLPA survey, player report card. I mean, it doesn't give. It only gives us treatment of families and everything else for this one. I don't know why.
I thought it was all on there. Never mind.
I thought. Oh wait, here we go. Let's see. So, which one did you want to know? The Dallas Cowboys. Their head coach.
Because Jerry Jones gets trolled left and right.
Dallas Cowboys A.
For their owner.
Everyone has an A for their owner, besides the Las Vegas Raiders, which the Raiders don't have a head coach right now.
You said owner.
Oh, owner. Oh, wait. There's team travel. Like,
so we're not even that special though, with Tomlin being an A head coach.
Yeah. All right. Right. Here we go. Where's the Dallas Cowboys? B for the owner.
Like he gets trolled all the time. How are the Rooneys lower than him? Jerry Jones.
But Kansas City Chiefs get F- in owner. What does their owner do that bad?
No sense. Clearly he's doing something right.
The Steelers get an F as an owner. Team travel, Steelers get a D. What? Like,
I thought like the league facilitated team travel and stuff.
That's what I thought. Strength coaches, they get C. Yeah, we've never seen that. But like owner F.
Yeah, those were weird.
We're down with Kansas City, who has won back-to-back championships, who should be.
We're one of the greatest franchises in history.
And we're one of the greatest franchises in history. Arizona Cardinals, which I couldn't even tell you their owner, honestly. Tampa Bay Buccaneers get a D-. Who has the best owner? Miami Dolphins, A+.
Yeah, the Dolphins had a lot of good things.
Yeah, so did Minnesota. Minnesota had a really good report card.
Yeah.
Like they have all A's and B's. They haven't won a championship.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to have fun or win? Because the winning team's got some bad ratings.
Personally, if I was looking at a team to go, I'd go to one of these top two.
Yeah.
A historic franchise and a team that's winning currently.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Training staff. Kansas City has an F in training staff. I'm pretty sure they look pretty jacked whenever they go out there.
Well, Mahomes actually, maybe not. Mahomes looks like every other guy.
Yeah, but I mean, Travis Kelce got Taylor Swift, so obviously the training staff's doing something well. I mean, I'm just like, that's just like, whoever does this is a treatment of families, D+ for Kansas City. How do you get a D+? And I mean, we got an F, but D+ in Kansas City?
Taylor Swift must not have enjoyed her time.
No, nutrition and dietary restriction, dietary F for Kansas City. Locker room, F for Kansas City. Training staff, F for Kansas City. Who comes up with these?
Yeah, I don't know. Haters, apparently.
It's just crazy. Like, that's just crazy to me that I don't get how those people, like, who comes up. I would love to see who comes up with it.
I don't know.
Like, do they go in with do you think that these players are just like, oh, we're just going to fill out F for everything?
Well, it said it was what, the NFLPA poll or whatever?
Yeah. But is it
that's the Players Association. So
do you think that they talk to the players and they're like, what is your training staff like? And what is your head coach?
It's probably like a survey they just send out at the end of every year, and like a most likely or like a least likely thing, if I had to guess, but I don't know.
And they probably don't take
they probably don't take it that seriously.
Yeah, like,
another thing
I'm telling you, like, looking at it here, I'm telling you, Miami Dolphins, their whole training staff filled it out for them probably.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were probably like, oh, we'll just fill out A for everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
But
It's out of our control.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as they win, that's the only big
exactly.
thing. So any big guy that you want the Steelers to sign in the offseason besides Justin Fields?
So yeah, I was looking at receivers if we end up getting rid of Deontay in a deal for Fields. And a guy I'm intrigued by and was intrigued by is Calvin Ridley. He's going to be a free agent again this year. He kind of had a prove it deal with Jacksonville this past season.
I thought he balled out a little bit.
I think he did too. I think he's always been a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had the year in 2022 that he was forced to sit out because of gambling.
Yeah.
And that's neither here nor there of how we feel about that. But I don't know. His cap hit's going to be around 10 to 11 mil, I would say, which is
somewhere around there. Yeah.
It's a bit of a steep hill for us, but if you get rid of a guy like Deontay, that frees up a lot of room. And to grab a guy like Calvin Ridley with his speed and route running, he's going to be 30 this year, but
could it turn into another Allen Robinson deal though?
No, I don't think he's there yet. I think Allen Robinson's past, like way past.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. I do like that Calvin Ridley. If they don't get, I think we said in the last podcast, if they don't get Justin Fields, I will be totally content with them getting Baker Mayfield.
100%. I don't think we will, though.
Oh, I don't think we will either, but I will be totally content with Baker Mayfield, and I think it would be a great suck it to the Browns.
How sick would it have been if we got Baker and T. Higgins and just a suck it to the Bengals and Browns? Obviously, the Bengals franchise.
And then we got to go out and get someone for Baltimore.
J.K. Dobbins, pick up a third running back.
Oh.
That wouldn't happen.
That would never happen. But no, they're supposed to get Derrick Henry. Are they still in talks with him?
Probably. It's looking more like Saquon's going to go to the Texans too. I keep seeing that.
Oh, that would be
they're going to be a dangerous team.
That would be
the Texans
with CJ Stroud. If he stays healthy, which I have an inkling that he's going to get injured this year.
Well, don't say that.
Well, no, I'm not saying
that.
But I just everyone's like, oh, this is what happens. Like, this is what happens. Like, you have one great year, your first year, and then boom, something dramatic happens your second year.
Joe Burrow made it to the Super Bowl in his second year. Did you know it?
Yeah, but then he got injured.
Okay, so what if CJ Stroud makes it to the Super Bowl this year?
I don't think he will. I don't think that CJ Stroud will make it to the Super Bowl. He still has to go through Kansas City.
I don't know, man. If they get Saquon, I could see it.
If they get Saquon, I definitely think that they're
Tank Dell coming back,
and they have a good draft spot again.
Yeah, they got Will Anderson on defense. They're a dangerous team.
Yeah.
They could be a top team in the NFC.
Their head coach probably got a good rating.
Mika Ryans, yeah, good guy.
No, but like we said at the beginning of the podcast, big win for the Penguins the last game against the Vancouver Canucks. It was a bumpy road, really bumpy road.
Yeah, well, we're back. Cup run's back on.
Cup run is back on. The thing that made me mad, which it shouldn't have made me mad because they won the game, but the thing that made me mad, they should have ran away with this game single-handedly.
The Canucks?
No, the the Penguins. They could.
You mean we should have ran away with that game?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I think we outplayed them.
Yeah, but we started off so bad.
Oh, I know we started off horribly. That's the thing, that we started off horribly. But the thing that killed us was the shorthanded goal that shouldn't have been like that should never happen. Never happen.
That's back-to-back games with shorthanded goals allowed.
This coach has to be fired. I'm sorry, but like Mike Sullivan, like he has to, like not
Dude,
Mike Sullivan.
We scored back-to-back games on the power play.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He still should be fired.
Everybody's gonna say that too and be like, "Oh, back-to-back games we scored." Well, it's also back-to-back games we allowed shorties, so it cancels out.
But at what point does Kyle Dubas sit down and be like, "Okay, I know it's the problem." I mean, he should know what the problem is. The problem is the defense, is the power play.
I don't know, man. I mean, I will say, looking at it and watching it, it has looked a lot better the last couple games.
Yeah, it looks like it. Do you think it's Getzel
being out of it?
Yeah.
Could be. I think it's Valtteri Puustinen and Drew O'Connor having.
Puustinen is on fire.
They look great, those two. I hope Drew's okay after that. That hit he suffered.
But you called it. You did call it that Puustinen was going to come in and have a great back half of the season.
He's a difference maker, man. And you got to put that youth in the lineup and give him a shot. Like, look what's happening. He's a spark for the team. Him and O'Connor look like they want to be out there and they want to win. And it's given Malkin a boost too, I think, looking at his game.
Oh my God. And I think that O'Connor's like, he's been doing this all year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no shock to see that he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves, which bumping up to the first line and everything. But like you said, they're forming Malkin into being this good guy again.
Yeah.
And which is fun to watch. I mean, I'm watching him glide through the center of the ice, or the middle of the ice again, like he used to back in 2010.
Yeah, no, it's fun to watch. Like, I think these last two games, we have been fun to watch, and that's something we've lacked all year. And I think you and I talked about it, but it's like, man, like you watch other games in the league and you just think, this is like so they look so good. Like, I watched a Red Wings game the other day. They look so fast, so crisp with their passes and shooting.
Yeah. And
then I watched us these last two games. I was like, hey, we're right there. Honestly, we're right there.
Yeah. No,
how about that guy?
How about him? How about Erik Karlsson? He's
little goofball.
Yeah, he's been giving us some great sound bites.
Yeah, he gave us a boost.
But no, I 100% agree that this team is looking better and better. I know it's early to call now because we've been heartbroken before and later, like in the last couple seasons. But there's something about this team that I like. There's something about them that I just won't give up. Even though I've called them out and said, that they will never win a cup or ever again if they do this, blah, blah, blah. But, the last 3 games have showed that this team has heart. And every single time that the Steelers get the Steelers out of my mind. Every time that the Penguins win, they always post on Instagram that this team has heart, or on Twitter that this team shows heart. But these last 3 games against the Canadians, 4-1 that they've won, the Flyers game shouldn't have been that close. It really shouldn't have. 7-6. Crosby was on their back. And then this last game against the Canucks, 4-3 in overtime, big crucial 2 points there. And then tonight against the Kraken,
massive game again.
Massive game. And then they go to the Flames, massive game. So I would like for them to at least get.
So we have 3 games left on the road trip. I was going to say, out of 6 points on the board, how many do we have to get here?
I think you got to get 4.
4?
I think you have to get 4, or at least get 5 and take the Oilers or the Flames into overtime and then kill. And
I was thinking you got to get at least 3, because for the whole road trip, I said coming into it, we need 5 of 8, and we got 2 in the first game.
Yeah.
So if we get another 3 out of 3 games here, which is completely doable.
Doable.
I mean, the Kraken have been a good team all year. I don't know where they rank in the standings now. Yeah, they're still in the mix. They're right behind the Flames. So both of them are fighting for a spot. And then you got, obviously, the Oilers, who have just been red hot since the end of December. But they're winnable games, though.
No, they are.
You can't drop.
And I think the Oilers have kept themselves in that spot because of that streak they went on before the NHL All-Star break. But I do think that these Flames and the Kraken, they're both like the Penguins with the way they sit right now.
Yeah.
You look at where the Penguins sit.
They're They're a little more on the outside just because of games played.
Yeah, but they still have 62 points, and the Kraken and the Flames have 63.
Yeah,
and the Kraken have 61.
they got to hope for a Kings or Predators downfall here, and they're still competing with the Blues.
Yeah,
they're all in that wild card mix.
Yeah, they're all over. But I mean, the Penguins still move up above the Islanders because they have games played. They have games in hand, and they're at 62 points. So if they get a win here against the Kraken, they move above the Capitals, which puts them right behind the Devils by 1 point. So
Yeah.
I mean, or that puts them above the Devils probably because the Devils have 64 points.
Yeah. It would put us ahead of them.
So we'd be right behind the Flyers with 60. So we go back. If we go on, like we said, if we go on a little streak here of getting these games, if we win against Kraken, win against the Flames, that gives us 4 points. That means that we're right behind. We're right behind the Flyers by 3 points.
Well, that's we control our own destiny to either get a Metro spot or a wild card spot because we're now, how many points behind the Flyers are we? 7. We're 7 points behind the Flyers with 4 games in hand. So if we win all 4 of those games, that's 8 points. We'd jump them and run into third in the Metro, which would set us up with a first round match against the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, the Penguins always play down to the Hurricanes. It seems like Jordan Stahl has our number for some reason.
I know. I personally would rather play the Rangers round 1. I want that revenge series so bad.
Really?
Yes. I feel like they'd have such a fire under them for that kind of series, whereas like the Hurricanes, we just, like you said, we play down to them every time. I don't feel like we know how to properly match up against them.
You're saying if we get in the Metro, like if we, not the wild card, if we get in the Metro, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we could get in the wild card.
And then who do we play probably?
It's looking like Detroit's going to lock up that second wild card spot or maybe even jump the Maple Leafs.
Then the Maple Leafs would have that wild card spot, and then
the last wild card spot's either going to be us, Tampa, or Philly.
I think I would like. I'd like to play the Maple Leafs.
Tampa's really fallen out of it.
They really are
due to their games played.
Yeah. Which is surprising because I thought that their team was pretty solid with their
Nikita Kucherov already has 100 points this year quietly.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most insane stats I think I read the other day. But yeah, they don't control their destiny like we do. Like
no.
They could be out if we can put the points together, or another team that's in the hunt can do that.
I mean, the rest of our games, we have a lot of winnable games. The Kraken and Flames, those should be hard fought wins, but
wins nonetheless.
Yeah. Oilers, that's a questionable one. If they come out with a point there, I'll be completely fine. Blue Jackets demolish them. Should.
Yeah.
Capitals.
That's a must win too.
Must win.
Yeah.
At home too against the Capitals, must win.
Yeah.
Bruins away again.
We could probably drop that one if everything we're saying.
But the Penguins do play good at TD Garden.
True.
Which is a good one.
True.
Oilers at home, I'm fine with dropping that one. Senators away, should win. Sharks at home.
Should be a thrashing.
Should. Rangers at home, that'll be a thriller. I'm excited for that one. Red Wings at home.
Yeah, there's a lot of important games. Like that's what sucks is like everybody's like, oh, we got the games in hand, and I'm a victim of that 100%. But
these games at hand aren't
not easy. No, you got some of the top teams in the league, but
you come back from going to New Jersey and then you go to Dallas.
I know it's tough, but like I look at it like, okay, we just beat the best team in the league and like looked really good.
Yeah.
It whatever Dr. Artman says. It was not a fluke, I don't think. I think we outplayed them. We deserved to win that game. Whether they had an off night or not, we played better than them.
Yeah. Oh,
and
100%.
That gives me hope looking at us beat a team like that we can beat anybody. And no matter how desperate teams are, I think when we play desperate and want to win, I think we're the best team in the league.
But I think that we have to win now because look at this 6-game stretch right here. You have the Rangers, Red Wings.
It goes side to side.
Yeah. But yeah. Rangers, Red Wings, Devils, Stars, Avalanche, Hurricane.
Yeah.
all playoff teams, 6 in a row.
East, a lot of Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're all important. And
But-
then you look even further below, and we still have Rangers, Devils,
And then we have
Red Wings, Lightning. Like, yeah.
But 2 back-to-back Columbus Blue Jackets, which they're probably going to drop one of these.
See, I love this, though. I love that, like, we control our own destiny, and so many games coming up are going to be playoff games for us. Like,
Yeah.
there's not going to be a game you're sitting down watching and, like, it's lackadaisical, it's boring to watch. Like, this is the hockey you want to see, and
Yeah.
this is where the Pens will prove if they can do it or not.
Yeah. And I'm excited because I know that if the Rangers at home, that's going to be a playoff-like atmosphere.
Yeah,
100%.
Igor can't play in Pittsburgh.
No, he can't. And I think that that's the number one thing that Penguins fans know is that he can't play in Pittsburgh whenever they chant his name and he gets under his skin. So I think that they'll start Jonathan Quick.
They might, yeah.
They really might. But neither can the Bruins goalies. They can't play in Pittsburgh either, it seems like.
No. But that game's in Boston. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. We knew that, but
this final game against the Islanders, that's going to be. I feel like that's going to be a game that's going to be the one that matters the most for everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, they're going to be crazy.
Can you imagine if that's to get in the playoffs? Like, the Islanders somehow bring it back, and like that's literally a playoff game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm nervous about, is that we get so like we have games in hand, then we fall out, and we're going to be like, oh well, we just need to win one more game to get in, and we don't win it.
Yeah, that'd be heartbreaking. Well, that was last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With the Blackhawks and whoever else we played.
That's what I'm saying. If all they needed to win was 2 out of 3, and they dropped
against the worst teams in the league, and yeah, we don't want to see that happen again.
No,
Absolutely.
no, not at all. But I don't know. It's still up in the air. It's still questionable. It's still gonna be crazy, and I'm excited for it. I'm here for it now. I'm locked in.
I'm here.
Finally bought my ticket.
I'm here for Pirates baseball too, man.
Pirates baseball has started. Spring training is underway. Big news coming out of the Pirates camp is the signing of Mitch Keller, which we didn't talk about, to a 5-year, $77 million contract. Bob Nutting is finally opening his wallet, as some people say, and he is spending money on where it matters, and that is in the rotation. And I'm excited for it. I think that Mitch Keller has proven himself over the last 3 or 4 years, the ups and downs of him going from the MLB back down to the AAA, back down to AA, back up to AAA, back up to the MLB, over and over and over and over and over and over again. He's finally figured himself out. He's finally got Shelton on his side.
Yeah, I mean, he's been with us for 10 plus years now, and he's within the organization at least.
I think it's 4. How long has he been here? I don't think it's that long, has he?
I thought they posted a video on Instagram the other day, and it was something like that. And it was a really sentimental conversation.
Maybe it has.
And he was super stoked that he got to start spring training for the 2nd year in a row.
Yeah. Well, he's finally for 5 years. He's been with the team for 5 years, so he'll be with the team for 10 years after.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But no, I mean it's exciting to see that they're finally spending money where it needs to be. And I'm full in on this team. Ever since day one, I'm a big Pirates fan.
I was going to say, what's your predictions for this year?
I think that they can make playoffs. I do. And I think that the signings that they did, that they went out and got in the offseason, they have a good young core. Cruz coming back, if he stays healthy, I think that was the big thing that hurt them the most last season, was that they didn't have a bat in the lineup. And they finally have Cruz back. They made some good free agent signings this season. And I know that, some people will say that, don't get your hopes up, don't get your hopes up. But my hopes have been up since I was born. So that you can't get any lower than what I've been. But I mean, that's the thing. I just don't want to be that guy that hops on the train whenever they start winning. It's like, Andrew McCutcheon's on the team again, so I got to be a fan. No, I've been a fan. I've been through the thick and thin. When Jason Bay was on this team and everyone said that they stink, and they did stink when Jason Bay was on the team, I was still there.
The thick and thin.
Yeah. You have no, this team has put me through a lot of stuff, and I hate it. But I'm still there watching mostly every single game, and I'll be there till the day I die watching that team.
hey, I don't doubt it, man. But yeah, I think the consensus does seem to be that like this could be the breakthrough year for us with all the prospects we have and Cruz coming back. I mean, the signing of Keller is even bigger, and you know, there's a buzz around the team that I'm not the biggest Pirates guy, but there's a buzz around the team that I haven't noticed in the last couple of years either. So I think that's exciting, and you know, of what could be with a young, good group that might just be ready now.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I like about this team so much is that they are young and they are like inexperienced, which is could play into the factor of that most of these teams are older. You know, they have Connor Joe, who's a very talented utility guy. Ji-Won Bae, who's a very talented right fielder right now. I believe he's going to start in the right field, but he's a utility guy as well. They have a Gold Glover at third baseman in Key Brian Hayes. They have probably the top prospect in the MLB with O'Neal Cruz at shortstop. Second baseman still up for grabs. Whoever wants that. I heard Triola might be starting there. Who knows? The first baseman they just signed from the.
Well, before you go, does Tamar Johnson have a shot this year to crack?
He does, but it's not looking like it because he's so young. That's the only thing, that he is very young. He's only 19. Mm-hmm. So for being 19, and he killed it in the minors last year, killed it. And he said, everyone's like, oh, well, he's supposed to be a shortstop. Like, he is a designated shortstop. Like, he said that he's not moving his position no matter what, even though that we already have O'Neal Cruz and everything like that. He says he's not moving his position, but I guess they finally convinced him to move to second base. But, you know, second baseman right now is Triolo. I believe they're going to stick with him, or Peguero. But again, the thing is that this team has so many utility guys that it's kind of laughable at the end of the day. But I mean, they play this way that they have so many guys that can play so many positions, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, who was the first baseman that they signed this year from? It might be Smith and Jigba, but
Isn't that Seattle's wide receiver's brother?
I think so.
There's not many people with that last name. No. There can't be.
Well, he's a designated outfielder, Smith and Jigba, but I forget. Is it Tim? I forget who they signed as a first baseman. But anyways, so they signed this first baseman from the Brewers, who's supposed to be a home run hitter, which is what they need. They went out and got another catcher, a backup catcher. And the other thing is that Davis, who they drafted a couple years ago,
was ready.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that everyone said that he was ready last year. He came up, balled out, hitting. He was a right fielder, and he's supposed to be a catcher. So they're finally getting him a full offseason of catching, which I'm excited for that. And then this rotation, they went out and got the Cuban Missile.
Yeah.
And they finally got him. So this bullpen is looking pretty solid, especially with Bednar still in there. The front rotation of starters, you know, you have Mitch Keller as your ace. So, I mean,
how big of a difference does Paul Skeens make this year?
I don't think that what I've heard back over and over again is that he won't start instantly in Pittsburgh. No, which I don't think that he should. Give him a week or two down in Indianapolis and then bring him up. But I think that when he comes up, I think that's going to be like a Garrett Cole thing. I think whenever they made the playoff run in 2000 and what was that, 13? 2013 or 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it was around there.
Yeah, whenever they made that playoff run, I remember watching every single Garrett Cole game, and every single Garrett Cole game was sold out. Yeah, the other games wouldn't be sold out when Jeff Walker and AJ Burnett would pitch.
You think it's going to be like that with Skeens then?
Yeah, 100%. Because everyone's so high on him.
Well, I mean, Livy Dunn will probably be there too, and that's probably, you know, some of the influence.
Oh yeah, you'll
people showing up.
You'll probably be there just for that.
Yeah, most likely.
But no, I think that the Paul Skeens effect will be very evident this year. I think that whenever he comes up, everyone is so high on these prospects. Everyone wants these prospects to flourish and it becoming this team that we've been so patiently waiting on.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone wants these prospects to come up now. Everyone wants to come up now. We saw what happens whenever they come up too early. You look at Mitch Keller in his prior seasons of 2-3 years ago, whenever he got sent up, sent back down, sent up, sent back down. That's what happens whenever you pull the trigger too quick. And it's the same thing with Jose Tabata. Whenever he came up, he was way too quick, and
look what happened.
Yeah, love lips went down. That's what they used to call him, is sugar lips, because he had a tattoo right here of his wife's lips. And that's what they would call him, was lips.
That's so class.
But yeah, I'm excited for this season. I know some people aren't excited. They say, oh, don't get your hopes up because, Bob Nutting just ruins your weight and everything like that. But, there's just one guy I want to shout out. Michael Weatherton, Mr. Weatherton. He told me that the Pirates will never be what I hope they are. And this year, you're going to eat that. I'll tell you that. Because this year, they're going to be good. I put it on it. I think that they will finish second in their division under the Reds. And I think the Brewers will be right behind them. And then
you think De La Cruz balls out again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that, but that's the thing. I think that people are starting to figure him out is because do you remember Pedro Alvarez?
Yeah.
They figured Pedro Alvarez out instantly. They couldn't hit a off-speed pitch. And I think that that's what they're starting to see with De La Cruz, is that he can't hit off-speed pitch. He can only hit fastballs. So towards the back half of the year, people saw that he kind of stinks.
Right.
He's just a fast guy that can, if it's going to be an off-speed pitch, if he gets if he gets a ground ball, he's going to beat it out. So that's where most of his hits came from.
But you're still so high on him.
Oh, I think that with an off season, you can learn how to hit a curveball.
I see. Yes.
Like you can learn how to hit a changeup. You can learn how to hit a slider. You can learn how to hit a screwball. Like all these things that I think that he should be working on, and I hope that he was working on. But as a Pirates fan, I don't hope he's working on it. But yeah, that's just me.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
But that's our Pirates segment for right now. We'll get a Pirates expert on pretty soon.
Hey, I'm trying.
Yeah. Alex is learning. Alex is learning.
I'm gonna hit the books, read up on Paul Skeens. I think that should be easy enough for me.
And Livy,
I've got the connection there.
Yeah, Livy Dunn, Paul Skeens, Alex is all about it.
We'll be good. But transitioning from Pirates to how about some slip baseball? Huh?
Yeah, I saw that they swept the Dominican. What's the school called?
Dominican University NY.
Yeah, I saw that they swept it with walk-off. Back-to-back walk-offs, yeah.
Same day, back-to-back walkouts. How about that from the boys? That was a tongue twister.
No, but I saw, they won. And then did the girls softball team win too?
They went 1-2, I believe, to start.
Did they go 1-2? I thought I don't know why I thought that they swept. I don't know if I read that wrong or what.
I don't know.
The thing's not the athletic website isn't loading for some reason.
Oh,
there it is. So but first, before we even get into that, basketball team's killing it.
Men's hoops, yeah.
Killing it.
We were talking before the show. With an IUP loss to Cal yesterday and a win for us. Who did we beat yesterday? Edinburgh. And then obviously the win over the weekend against IUP was massive for us.
Huge win. Not even like a close win.
No,
that was a staple win at home.
We were missing our best player too. Maceo Austin was out with an illness against IUP and the game prior to that. And against IUP, man, a lot of guys stepped up, including LaShawn Lindsay, double-double, where he had 17 points and 15 rebounds. He just controlled the boards all year, and frankly, his whole career at Slip. And then you get guys like Ike Herster and Jomo Goings putting up dueling 20-point performances. Herster back-to-back 20-point games now. And he's looked really good. The redshirt sophomore from Sharon, PA. He has been turning it on late. And, man, with the way we've been blowing out teams in a game like that against IUP, that sets the tone for the playoffs going in, and you never know what could happen.
Huge. But do they get home court? if they move above
I don't-
IUP.
Yeah, if they do, I don't know what the tiebreaker is with IUP because they currently sit above us still in the standings. And we each have one game left.
And we both win that. Like we're tied for the head-to-head because we beat them at our place and they beat us at theirs.
Right. Okay. So the tiebreaker is more than likely overall because they're 16-11 and we're 15-12 overall.
So even if they lose, but that's the other thing. If they lose their last game, we win our last game, then
we're
tied.
We're above them because that's overall in conference play. We're 13-8 and they're 13-8. So we'd be one over them in conference play because
so then it would go to okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So basically, we need them to lose and us to win at Mercyhurst.
Yes, which Mercyhurst currently fills the 1, 2, 3, 4, the last spot in the PSAC West.
But they beat Mercyhurst at home 49-46.
Right.
So this is going to be a good game probably against
low scoring again, potentially.
But what makes me mad about this team, like not makes me mad, but like what worries me about this team is that they can go from like 91 to 94 against number 7 ranked Gannon University.
Yeah.
And then they go against like
Clarion.
Yeah,
and
Clarion,
it's close.
and it's close. And then you lose to Indiana at home.
I know. I think you got to look at the games recently, though, and how we've turned it around. We're on a 4-game win streak right now. You've got contributions up and down the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what sets the team apart is like everybody's playing well. And yeah, we have a top 10 PSAC point getter in Maceo, but like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, for this coach stepped in what, 2-3 years ago, correct?
I thought he's been there longer.
Has he? I thought he, or is that, am I thinking of the girls coach?
I think you're thinking of
I
women.
might be thinking of the women coach.
Ian Grady, no, he's been here since, yeah, this is his 15th year at SRU.
Okay, yeah. so he's been here for a while. Okay, so for him to build a culture right now that is kind of flourishing right now, it's very rare for them to really demolish IUP like that, like they did, 81-62. So
IUP has been a really good PSAC hoops team for a while,
for a really long time.
So yeah, that was a massive win,
huge win. And then, so who would they most likely play? Would they most likely play like the other side of the state?
We'd play. I don't know how that goes. Actually, let me see what it was last year.
Because that's the thing. Then do we face off against IUP?
No,
if we face off against IUP and have home court advantage.
If we face off against anybody in the first round, I think it would be Cal.
Really? Aren't they ranked higher than? I know the Gannon's ranked higher than Cal.
So because it would be the 1 and the 6, the 2 and the 5, and then the 3 and the 4. So no, we would play IUP. You're right.
So we play IUP at home.
Mm-hmm. No, the IUP would be at home, not us.
But if we move above them, that's
yeah.
But then we would be at home if we moved above IUP. So,
right.
Okay.
Right.
So this is basically fighting for home court advantage.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
I am curious though, how last year. I don't remember who won last year, to be honest with you.
I think it was IUP.
It was. Yeah, you're right. They were the 1 seed. Okay, so IUP had a bye in round 1, and then number 4 Cal played number 5 Seton Hill. So
we would be ranked 4 then. We would be number 4
and play at home against
IUP because 4 played 5, right?
Yeah, no. So we would play whoever's 5th right now because IUP is not 5th.
What's IUP?
3rd. We're 4th.
Okay. So we would probably play.
I believe it's Seton Hill.
Seton,
who we've actually lost to this year. So that would be not an easy win by any means.
We beat them at home, which is the other.
Yeah.
Our home record is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
Our home record, we're 12-1. Our away record, we're 3-11. But all these away games, like they're tight. Like Millersville, 66-69. Like it's crazy. Like and I've asked the coach and I've asked players, like, why can't you guys win it on the road? They're like, we have no idea. Like, we're trying to, like, we play the same way that we do there. It's just that these guys at home, they just play a level up, it seems like.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how they seed the teams here. It's really odd. So it's the top of the bracket is the number 4 West, the number 5 West, and then it's number 3 East, number 6 East. And they go and compete. The 1 and 2 in the West, the 1 in the West has a bye, and then the 2 in the East has a bye. So that's just the top of the bracket. And then it's in the bottom of the bracket, the same thing, like the number 4 in the East and number 5 in the East, and then number 3 in the West, number 6 in the West. And the 1 in the East and the 2 in the West have buys. So we wouldn't even be on the same side of the bracket as IUP, Cal, and Gannon, which honestly would be good for us.
Yeah.
I frankly might want to finish 4th instead of 3rd.
Yeah. But then so then would we still have home field advantage or home court advantage if we
in round 1 we would. In round 2 we would not.
Okay.
Because then we would play
the number 1
Millersville, East Stroudsburg, and or Lock Haven.
Have we played any of them? I know that we played Millersville.
We
played Lock Haven. We lost to Lock Haven. We played Shippensburg. We won to Shippensburg. We played Shepherd. We won to Shepherd. We played Westchester. We lost to Westchester.
We lost to Millersville by 3.
Yeah.
But again, that's away. That's an early game in the year.
Yeah.
A lot's changed.
And that was early too. That was right after their Hawaii trip too.
Yeah. Man, Millersville's on a heater right now.
Are they really?
They're on the 2nd longest win streak in the PSAC.
How many games?
9. Gannon's on a 14-game win streak though. So
dang.
That's definitely somebody you don't want to see.
No, it's not. But the girls team is finishing up their season too. 2-11 at home and 0-11 on the road. They lost to Edinburgh the other night, and they lost to Indiana.
Also playing Mercyhurst to close out the year in Erie.
Yeah. Like we've heard we've talked to many people that are on the team. They said this is a rebuilding year. They know the coaches trying to establish the culture and everything like that. And, very right. So they've come out with a couple wins that no one really, expected them to really put this much fight, but they've really showed that they really care about this coach, really care about this team. They beat Clarion twice, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know they beat Clarion once.
They lost to Clarion.
Yeah, and they beat Shippensburg 49-32. So, good season for them all together. Good rebuilding year. But you said that the baseball team, they have a game pretty soon, right?
Yeah, this Friday they're back in it. They got a doubleheader again.
Yeah, so they went back-to-back wins, same score too, 77-6.
Same score, same walk-off scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to North Carolina this upcoming weekend, right?
Yeah, they won't be back home until the 9th.
Yeah.
Got a doubleheader on Friday here against Pace University, and then it's back against Dominican, still in North Carolina, and then St. Thomas Aquinas in North Carolina too.
Then they come back to Slippery Rock March 9th against West Virginia State for a doubleheader, and then they play them on the 10th as well.
And then there's another doubleheader, and then one more game, and then we get into PSAC play, which holy smokes, we have 2 doubleheaders to start against Pitt Johnstown.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Man, these guys are getting worked.
Yeah. But you see the days too. March 22nd, they play at Slippery Rock. And then March 23rd, they play at Pitt, Johnstown, doubleheaders for both.
Wow.
Good luck to them.
You got a tough stretch, man. Tough stretch.
Softball is also starting their 1 and 2. You're right. They did split 1. But they play Shippensburg this Saturday at Shippensburg. And then they play at Shepherd on Sunday. Oh, my. Double headers. But then they go to Florida for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, March 9th through the 15th. They're gone to Florida.
Little vacation for the softball girls,
that is on spring break.
Oh.
Yeah. So that might be why that they're going to.
How about that scheduling?
Yeah. Well, lucky them. You know, why don't we ever go on? Like, why don't we ever get asked to go to spring break?
Because we're not athletes.
Yeah, but we're journalists.
Yeah, right. They don't care about us that much.
No. But yeah, I mean, they seem like they have a solid team this year. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of things about their pitch. They got this pretty decent pitcher that's on the team now. And the baseball team's supposed to be pretty good this year too. Last year was a down year for them. So they said that this year is the year that they were supposed to turn around. They have some pretty good arms in the bullpen, pretty good frontline rotation, and pretty good hitters in the outfield. So
yeah, it's exciting.
Slip
sports are picking up again after a little bit of a dry spell here.
Yeah, we're supposed to we got supposedly supposed to be calling the games pretty soon. Don't know if that's going to happen quite yet, but
we shall see.
Yeah, it's all up to the old Professor Dr. Artman. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. I'm Will. That's Alex. Thank you guys for listening, and tune in next week where we'll probably most likely have a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it. And I just want to leave one more thing, I guess. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.